Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack, and well, we are still having news about censorship. But in this case, we say that Canada was jumping on making a formal petition to actually hold those payment processors accountable. And I was like, well, Australia after you had, well, Australia they had their fucking feminist group causing so much fucking damage. So in Australia, where collective shit is based, an official petition has been submitted to the Australian Parliament to prevent Visa and Mastercard from restricting access to legal content. Collective shit has strong connections with Australian government. And this petition is important in convening how many people are concerned about this censorship. The deadline in October 1st. Let's get these petitions out so many Australians as possible. Link in the reply section. So you have this petition, but we can actually open up the link here. So let's see. Parliament on Australia. Petition N7799 stop Visa and Mastercard from dictating access to legal content. So petition reason. Visa and Mastercard control the payment processor market and a monopoly. This is not regulated in the list. These companies openly dictate access to services, sales, or operations of legal items or legal businesses based on their own political views. I like how this one is redacted. Yeah, it's tucking in. Now, if depending on how they want to actually see that, or a chance to, hey, we can regulate payment processors. And, I want to see that if Estrella has the redemption arc too. But well, I want to see because this is a petition and first needs to be signed out by many people as possible. So look at this. Credit card processors should only be there to process legal transactions and not detect what someone spent their money on. Visa and Mastercard are so big and control a market that can be equated to a utility. Yeah, they're using the correct wordings here. There are no alternatives widely available in the market, despite these companies acting as a key part of the whole payment infrastructure, just like water companies or electricity providers are regulated to prevent them from stopping services based on arbitrary views. Visa and Mastercard should be held to the same standard. So petition request. We therefore ask the House to open antitrust investigations and penalize the unregulated monopoly of key parts of everyday infrastructure. Regulated monopoly, yeah, that's the fucking correct word. Hey, you say that you want to have a monopoly, but well, you're screwing us up. Yeah. Payment processors are not there to regulate what legal content people consume. Yeah, that's true. Or to threaten companies who do not agree to whims of people who run Visa and Mastercard. This payment processor should be there to process payments and regulate like an utility in today's days and age. Yes. And look at this. Signer count 1423. Closing date of signatures October 1st. So well, the time is still running. So you want to spread the word, but at the end of the day, those it's only the Australian people that can actually sign that on. At least I have to say it's nice to see, and they actually corrected in a good way. But what also caught me on surprise is seeing that they are also doing a petition in the UK. But well, I think the UK is going to ignore it, or maybe not, depending how this is worded. So this is from Aaron Manser. This is a AD developer making a not safe for work game called Pure Onyx. Is even advertised here. Yeah, Pure Onyx. Hey, I remember you when I was in college, but anyway. Addition Britain. The UK now has a petition to stop censorship of legal games and media by companies like Mastercard and Visa. These follow petitions for Canada and Australia, all of which are available to sign now. Link to replies. Well, let's see. Ban payment processors stopping services based on objections to legal content. Government should legislate the payment processing companies may not place stipulations on use of their service regarding sales of otherwise legal content, and if they do, must pay legal penalties as more remunerate platforms and individuals for lost income until service is restored. Okay, so this is one sound more aggressive, but I think they should have added terms of service. just because we have seen how brand brand damage. Yeah, the way how they love to play with words. Yeah, there are reports that payment processing companies have recently placed pressures on companies that rely on their services, pressuring to remove legitimate content. Because there are a small number of major payment processing companies, we believe this poses an extensible threat to small businesses and private individuals and undermines democratic free speech through censorship from unaccountable companies. So this is signed by 580 British guys out there. At 10 signatures, the government will respond to these petitions, and 1,000 signatures, the petition will be considered for debate in Parliament. So I have mixed reaction with the UK. Yeah, I don't think they're going to listen unless they replanted it in a way that they say we need to regulate them because they are treated like a public utility. Yet the Australia one, they was better redacted, if I'm being honest. But at least they tried, and they are starting these petitions. Whenever the governors are going to put a ground on them, yeah, it's way to be seen because yeah, we have covered how the UK government is fully retarded. But still, if they keep spreading the word and other governments start rising out again and making those petitions and having like parliament, hell, like we have covered that. Well, Taro Yamada is actually talking to businesses, and if they make a proper petition to let's treat these payment processors as public utilities or start creating our own. Yeah, because we need or either turn them into public utilities or, well, the regulate and let others ones roam there. Because the way how they want to regulate to them, we not only video games, anime, manga, and even books. Fucking books. So not they can say all text with graphical stuff that can only be described with words but not with images. Oh no, we can allow that. Yeah, this fucking payment processor said a fucking master. Fucking James Bond villain. And oh man, even it's not stopping there with the case of censorship. While other ones that are starting to finally raise the voice. Just look at this. Breaking censorship news. This is from Chibi Reviews that retweeted this one. So, Brazilian judge ruled that removing content deemed unlawful under Brazilian law on the internet is not enough if limited to Brazil. Hey, it is in your own jurisdiction. At this point, there you already had that ground. So you want more. So, is this the same fucking fascist judge? Oh, well, let's see. The judge is now demanding the global removal of online content or face hefty fines by the Brazilian government. So global removal. Ah, fuck you with that one. And guess what? We know that it all happened in the past. Yeah, we happened to Elon Musk in Brazil that they cut off services for all that Brazilian users on this platform. Primarily because they had administrations that they were agreeing with censorship, and they allowed that. They let that go unpunished. But right now, with the current U.S. administration, Brazil doesn't have a chance in that. So, and yeah, if they try to do that, even if the Elon Musk and Donald Trump are in bad blood terms, still and one government trying to dictate what other countries should do, especially someone like the US, yeah, it's not going to end well, especially with a president that is not having any of that quote unquote compromise in censorship. Like, oh yeah, we are going to bend over towards you. Nah, it's not going to happen. Uh, Look at this. They do realize they have no power on other nations, correct? What the fuck? So let's see. Uh, Last week, a Brazilian judge from Blumenau, Santa Catarina, or how is the accent? Santa Catarina, ruled that removing content deemed unlawful under Brazilian law is not enough if limited to Brazil. The judge is now demanding the global removal of online content under threat of hefty fines after the effort. These decisions are based on recent Superior Court of Justice, or STJ, precedent. This means that even if the content is now unlawful in other countries, the Brazilian jurisdiction believes it has the power to issue orders that extend beyond its own jurisdiction. You know, if the US want to do a favor to the world, just put heavy tariffs on Brazil. I mean, they already enacted so many economical protection by the government. And hey, even for those Brazilian guys, it is impossible for actually have some of the good stuff without paying shit tons of money in taxes that the government will eat. Just saying, they need to be pegged if they're going to behave like this because yeah, this the way how they are doing this overreach. Yeah, and just to continue, and reach the entire world. This contradicts a basic principle of international law that limits jurisdiction to international territory that puts global freedom of expression at risk. And just because Brazil wants to claim that they are a fucking big country in South America, nah, you don't have that kind of power. And I hope that there is a reaction to this anytime soon, especially because dictating this, oh, hefty fines, we are going to find them and squeeze the money all of those, unless they allow us to censor US citizens, Canadians, Mexicans, Chileans, Argentinians, Europeans, Japanese, Australians, even though their own government is censoring them, but still, it's like, hey, Brazil now they want to censor you only because they feel like they want that. No, man, yeah, they're fucking delusional. They're fucking delusional demanding this level of overreach. Oh man, no, we don't have a fucking article here. And look at this, there are Spanish people speaking people here. Look, Brazil as always defending their sovereignty that stands for everyone the fucking world. Okay, this one in English. They are doing this because they can't control information anymore. Their corrupt leadership is losing the information battle. It is. It is. And they want to kill Bolsonaro, the former president. And I think it's the legitimate president because we have seen how they use the email electronic vote system to win at the last fucking second when fucking Luna didn't have the majority of the support of their own people. Yeah, there is videos of that. And we were seeing in the Spanish speaking side that are paying attention to, well, to politics when it comes to, yeah, giving the cultural battle with the fucking commies, at least in their own respective ways. They showed how, yeah, Brazil doesn't like all of these fucking commies, they were less, but yeah, they fortified the election. Just saying. This one, pay attention to these issues boiling out of Brazil. You see the same pattern playing in the EU. This already happened in the EU. The global socialist totalitarians never rest. Never therefore we, the people, both in the US and abroad, must be ever vigilant. Ever. And this one, Brazil judiciary. Many is with a god complex, that's true. Without access to psychiatric medication, that's true too, because they judged that medication is anti-democratic. Ultra-radical, co-mongering extremists. Yes. Moraes facendo scoria. Scoria fascista. Absolute censura. Yeah, the Brazilian one. Yeah, there is going where on the far and beyond with this one. And this one is a Brazilian. The Brazilian judiciary is completely out of control. Someone needs to intervene. And they're calling for psychiatrists, yeah. And there were still people wanting to devise gradual strategies to deal with these folks. Sirio to an P.F. Figueiredo. If Guerredo. At this historical context, I don't know. I don't know about all of the feasibility theories. I imagine this actually simple, since it's about expanding a simple list. But if they really wanted to destroy the enemy in this war, the USA should put all members of the Brazilian judiciary, at the very least the judges from all instances as peers of the Magnitsky list, and be done with it. Overall, and then let them have forced the change. Yeah, put all of judges. If the US should put all judges in the list of, hey, you have those fuckers out there, get rid of them, or otherwise, yeah, face economical consequences because nah, we are not going to spend money on well bombarding your place. Instead, we are going to hurt you where actually you are going to cry into money. So yeah, this the way how this is happening, all of this at once. So you have UK, yeah, and Australia is saying, okay, let's start these petitions and raise the voice, even with all of the fucking drama that is happening. Canada is also jumping. They want to jump also on this. If more governors align with this one, yeah, Japan should also do the same shit in the best legislative way, but sadly Japan is still having some issues because they I think even I have it here, just to end this. Yeah, I have it right here. So this is the current Prime Minister Ishiba. You know, he's a lefter communist, a globalist too. So among all that speech, I wish it had subtitles, but what it has been subtitled in Japanese, this is translated by Ash and Dawn. Japan will laugh, cry, and sweat together with the people of Africa. Yeah, that fucker is a traitor. At least as long as Japan has some officials that they are not pieces of shit, such as their own prime minister, well, they can give a battle, but it's taking them too long. I want it. I want this madness to because yeah, it is only accelerating all of the outcome and trying to rebuild it from the ashes, or well, find a common ground because payment processors, all this censorship being enforced, and stupid political decisions being enforced. Yeah, it is all at play here. Oh, I'm forgetting something. All right. Speaking of Japan, yeah, I got tagged with this one. I got tagged thanks to Mark Freedom. So Japan's ruling LDP is now demanding that platforms like X delete posts and suspend accounts the government labels as disinformation. The EU and the US are already enforcing information control under the name of quote-unquote counter disinformation. And well, not yet, but I remember an article that the EU, they are not signing any trade deals with the US despite that they already everything in check. They are finally going to do like is some tariffs as long as there is a trade deal. But you know what they sneak it in? The Online Censorship Act for the EU that also should want to that to be enforced, be part of the US system. And that's why we have seen all of those rascal states using the fear mongering of think of the children, but while they left Roblox, well, now if getting away with ID scans and face scan for kids. And Japan doing this shit, yeah. And also, I have to bring this out because even can be wrong or maybe not. That if they try to pick a fight like this with the U.S., despite Japan is a small country, you know, is they are going to be pegged real bad. They are going to make themselves in a very bad position. And holy fuck, man! I don't think Japan is going to survive. There is some repercussions because yeah, they're going to escalate this one in a not a good way. Just saying, just like Brazil, they're going to get back. They're going to be together. Then. Oh man, and yeah, the fucking left are communist governments of the world. Of course, you can demand that you can tell them Just fucking resign already, you piece of shit. And now they're not going to listen. They're going to power trip even more because that's what they are, power tripping retards. They deserve to be in asylum or have the Mussolini way at a gas station. So that's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.